Vittorio Pin-Mariotto. I come from Venezuela, and I love WWE, also known as World Wrestling Entertainment. I also love space and Bigfoot. The thing is, my love for these things didn't just happen. Last summer, I listened to a documentary on the International Space Station, or ISS. I used to think that the ISS was just a floating house in space that seemed to look like an alien spaceship. But man, was I wrong. The more I investigated, the more I learned. I learned that the ISS is actually a research lab that consists of 13 member countries and collects scientifically related information like rocks and dust from Mars. It also does research in the fields of biology, astronomy, meteorology, and more. Although I can spend hours talking about the ISS, I'm actually here to talk about how my curiosity about space led me to realize how important it is to look further into subjects. Take one of my friends, for example. He used to think that politics were just people arguing with each other to become president. But after he read and learned in school and looked further into politics, he realized that politics are actually the activities or studies of government and state. In other words, how a country is organized and run. But for another friend and me, it happened differently. Because another friend started talking to us about wrestling. We soon became interested in the subject and we decided to explore it by watching videos on it. We thought that the stunts were amazing. The superstars with unique personalities were really entertaining, and their personal stories quite inspiring. For example, Daniel Bryan's story. Ever since he was a little kid, he wanted to be a wrestler. But when he started out, he was partnered with a trainer that he hated, was fired twice, and suffered a serious injury in which doctors told him he would never wrestle again. But he fought for his dreams, and his dreams fought for him. Look at him now. He's WWE champion. Looking further into wrestling grew our interest in the subject and made us fans. When you look further into things, your entire life can change, as it happened to my friends and as it happened to me. Not once, not twice, not 3 times, but multiple times. Just like the ISS has changed the way how we live by looking at the world from a new perspective, outer space, looking further into things from a new perspective has changed the way how I live. I highly recommend everybody to do the same thing I did. If you're not thinking about doing this, this is why you should. You'll definitely acquire more knowledge. You'll open new opportunities for yourself, and you may even spark a new interest or hobby. You can look further into history, an object, an idea, or a mystery. Pretty recently, I listened to a documentary on Bigfoot, or the Sasquatch. Listening to that sparked something inside of me. That spark motivated me to read and learn more about Bigfoot, and from there made me interested in the other mysteries and legends of life. These include Loch Ness Monster, the Yeti, and of course, Bigfoot. Now, let me talk a little bit about what I learned about Bigfoot. Most of you know the basics of it. He stands over 6 feet high, looks like a heavily haired ape, and can pack quite the punch. In 1967, Roger Patterson tried to prove its existence by capturing it on camera. This all happened one day in California, one of the main territories where Bigfoot is commonly spotted. Mr. Patterson was just riding his horse across a riverbank until his horse suddenly screeched and threw Patterson off. According to the movie, the thing that frightened his horse was a Sasquatch crouching behind a log. Patterson quickly whipped out his camera and recorded Bigfoot for about 15 seconds. That changed the way how people saw Bigfoot forever. Now, some people believe that this myth could possibly be true. The ISS taught me how Working together, we can make amazing discoveries. WWE taught me to persevere above all odds, just like Daniel Bryan, and to do some pretty cool stunts. Bigfoot taught me that mysteries fascinate me, and looking for the truth sparks my curiosity. Looking further into things constantly changes the way how I see the world. I hope you will too begin looking further into things. You may discover a new passion, or it may even change the way you see the world forever. Thank you.